Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. So I'm here with a vision. In this vision, I saw this group of people, and they were looking at a friend or a comrade of theirs, and something had happened to this person. And they were all in confusion, and they were like, well, I could have helped. Well, I could have did this. Well, I could have that. They didn't say nothing. They didn't this. And then God showed me how this person was asking these people for help, and they started sending judgment towards them. So they stopped asking. And then they needed help, but they didn't ask for help. And because they didn't ask for help, they ended up in trouble. God said it can't be you can't have it both ways. It can't be a situation where you see somebody going through it, and how do you say it? The end result of somebody that needed help, and you telling that person, or telling, well, I would have helped you. You ain't have to go through that. Well, you ain't have to lose your car. Well, you ain't have to lose your house. Well, I hate that this happened. I hate that that happened. Where were you when I needed help, bro? I said I needed help, and you ignored me. I said I needed help, and you acted like I was bothering you. I said I needed help, and you act like I was trying to steal from you. And now when you realize I really did need your help, you talk about why I didn't say nothing. I did. You ignored me though, because you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, but it can't be a situation where you're trying to act like you don't hold that guilt. God said it can't be a situation where somebody comes to you letting you know that they need help, and you ignore them, and then something bad happened to them, and then all of a sudden, well, I would have tried to help them, and I would have did this, and I would have, no, you wouldn't. God said he's seeking judgment upon you now. Before it even happened. Now, the judgment coming now. Because you can't say you would have did, you would have, should have, could have. You already knew they needed help. So why didn't you just help them? The scripture comes from Sirach 13 and 16. All flesh associates with their own kind. A man will stick to people like himself. God said, this is somebody. What fellowship would the wolf have with the lamb? So is the sinner to the godly. What peace is there between a hyena and a dog? What peace is there between a rich man and the poor? God said this is a situation where whoever this is for, like, for one, you have to understand that when you are when you surrounded by wicked people, they not gonna help you. Wicked people don't move like that. Wicked people are always, I'm so tired of them asking me to help them get something to eat. They need to get a job, not knowing you got a job. But how can you help that your paycheck is not enough for you to pay for a place to stay and something to eat? You work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like just because your job look different than theirs don't mean you ain't working. It don't mean you don't have a job. And I feel like this is somebody that their life is different than yours. They don't have to worry about the things you have to worry about. They don't have to. This is somebody that don't wake up wondering, dang, what am I going to eat today? They don't even know what that feels like. They don't even know what it feels like to not know where they're going to stay at. They don't even know what it feels like to have to worry about. I just feel like this is somebody, they are from a complete different world than you are. And from their perspective, you are this begging person on the street, which is wild, because God is saying this is the same type of person. If they would have seen you begging on the street, they would be like, they should have asked somebody for help. They should have asked somebody for help. God said, hello, somebody. You are somebody. But you told them not to ask you, and that they were being a bum, and that they were being lazy, and they were bothering you, and they were doing this, that, and the third. Baby, God said, don't let it be a situation where you get to hell, and your judgment is that you are going to have to spend all eternity begging for everything that you need, bro. Because the same way you rejected them is the same way you rejected God. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.